What's going on, everybody? It's day 2 of We're Just Guys Clipmas. Let's get into it. So, the other night I was just watching a streamer, right? And I just got to thinking, like, YouTube and streaming is such a crazy platform because do you guys have any, like, streamers or YouTubers that you've watched for, like, 5+ years?
Whew.
Chris Smooth.
5. I got back into Dashy again. That was crazy.
I have a few because I was like YouTube was my like main source of entertainment for a hot minute. I would just watch YouTube channels and just go off. But this one dude I was like watching, I was like, I've been watching this dude for, man, it's been 5+ years of me watching this dude, like from YouTube and streaming and all that. And I was like, that's so crazy. It's such a crazy concept. Like YouTube and streaming as a job is insane.
Yeah. And he's a part of your life.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. I was like, I literally watch this guy's videos every day. I was like, that's so weird, right?
No.
But it's also like, it's just a wild entity.
I feel like when TV first started, you had the 3 channels and you had like your household names. It was a reason because it was just what they had. And so people had a better mindset of dealing with that. I'm going to be a household name. Now with YouTube, and there's so many options. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it gets to you that you might be a household name.
Yeah,
I think it takes a while.
Well, see, that's the cool thing with streaming too, is people can come into your chat and people will donate and be like, "Oh yeah, I've watched you for years and blah blah blah, and I love your videos, all this other stuff." So you get that kind of.
And sometimes they'll know you. They'll be like, "Yo, I know. I've seen. I remember
that interaction.
My boy Mike. He's been here for 3+ years."
That's what's crazy because I'll be watching the stream and like people donate and it's like the stream count of like how many months you've been subbed, and there's like years and years of people like subbing to this guy, and you're like, wow, that's like we've really been watching this dude for years, and like it's almost like this streamer is a part of our like personality because we've watched him for so long, right? It's a weird thing to think about that like some dude is just a part of my life. He doesn't fucking know it because I've watched him for years, but
it's that responsibility, right? Because you now you got the idea of like, well, if I'm going to go on the internet and I know that it's going to be there forever and someone's going to watch me for 5+ years, I am influencing their life and they're going to do things that I might do or say things that I might say. So you have like a responsibility. But if you're a good person, then it doesn't even faze you. Mm-hmm. That's probably why you stayed with that person for so long watching their games, because they are genuinely good and entertaining.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, if you have a friend that you hang around a lot, you guys like us. Yeah. We have the same type of humor. We've been around each other long enough. We laugh at the same stuff. We have the same jokes and stuff like that. Nice. And you also have that same level of like a YouTuber or a streamer where you've watched them for so long that it's like their humor becomes a part of your humor, and just it's wild. It shapes you in a way, which is crazy.
That is insane now thinking about it. I mean, I guess we kind of always thought about it. It's just kind of like a underlining thing. Like if you're going to watch somebody for that long, there's a reason why you keep coming back. But I guess you never really think about the toll, if you can call it a toll, more just like an influence that person is bringing on to you.
Yeah.
I feel that way about Shannon Sharp.
Hendo.
I mean... Because I don't think it's been 5 years. I think it's been like 2-3 years or whatever. But like, number one, like, if sometimes I just maybe I'll be out working or doing something or whatever. But if I'm in the house and I wake up at like 9-10, I got nothing to do, I go watch Shannon and Skip. I want to hear what they have to say, and I want to get my update. And there's plenty of sports commentators everywhere. Mm-hmm. I could be watching Stephen A., which I love Stephen A. I listen to his clips, but I don't really watch Stephen A. I can listen to Colin Cowherd. I hate his takes, so I don't. But when I listen to Shannon and Skip, it's because they're so different, but they're so alike. Mm-hmm. Because, okay, I'll put it this way. Shannon Sharp, all-time like top 5 tight end of the NFL ever. Skip Bayless has been covering basketball for I think 40 years. I think football probably close to that too. So these are 2 people who they know a lot about sports. This is what they do. Like this is everything. But you have the dichotomy of one was a player, one was just covering the players. Yet they can there's plenty of times where like again like Shannon considers LeBron the GOAT, Skip says MJ's the GOAT. That's a dichotomy. Yet they'll be talking about what was it? It was an ankle breaker, which is one of my favorite episodes of the Undisputed, when they were talking about Luka Doncic, and they were like, it was like I think Steve Nash just said he was the best 20-year-old the NBA has ever seen. And I told you about this before. Magic Johnson was 45, 15, and 7, Game 6 of the Finals. It's just insane. That's the best 20-year-old we've ever seen. But they're talking about it, and so Skip asked Shannon, like, he was like, yo, like, are you, because Shannon was like, yo, don't get me wrong, though. Luka's the real deal. Like, he crazy. And then Skip was like, well, do you think he had a better 20-year-old season than LeBron? Me included, with Skip and their host, Jenny, which I love Jenny. Shannon was like, yeah, I think he's having a better season than LeBron in 20. And everybody was like, what? Even I, in my home, was like, what do you, oh, Shannon, whoa. You believe, and like, yeah, I'm following the scene, and I'm not saying that it wasn't a better season. I just, at that moment, wasn't trying to compare it, but he was asked the question to compare it. Mm-hmm. And knowing how Shannon feels about LeBron, the things that he will try to, just ram down your throat about LeBron to prove that he is the GOAT. For him to say that was such like it continuously makes me understand that, like, because it was funny because Skip didn't even agree. Skip is always on LeBron. He is on LeBron's ass constantly. And Skip was like, man, I can't agree with you. Like, LeBron was a freak of nature at 20. Like, blah, blah, blah. Right. He was like, but you not seeing, he was like, you see what Luka's doing though. Like, it's their dichotomy of knowing the game, but also being able to take both different perspectives of, yeah, Shannon didn't play basketball, but whether it be basketball or football, knowing that there's a player that can say one thing about it because they know how a player would feel about certain things, or a player would do this, or how a player would go about it, versus somebody who's only been talking to players about how they would do it. Because we always say, yeah, you're not your, like we said it about the podcast, like, you're not your true self except to yourself. Like, that's who you, like, yeah. That's just what it is.
In a way, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying, like everybody's like two-faced or something like that, but like, there's just a side, there's parts of you that everybody just doesn't understand nor know. Mm-hmm. Right. That's just what it is.
And it's conscious for those dudes because everyone sees everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for them to have that and that's why, and again, that's just why I love it, because like, I'm like, I love to see their disagreements, but when they can come together on something, I'm like, I need to take this very strongly. Like when they're debating it, I'm using what they're saying, and I'm trying to know. I use what I know, and I create my own.
I guess that's. Oh wait, yeah.
I was just gonna say, so when they agree, I still do the same thing, but because two such prominent and intelligent in the sports way are saying this, I have to take that more into account. If you get what I'm saying.
I was gonna say that's a good point to like think about, because you're talking about streamers that like have streamed for so long. Do you think you're getting, how much of them do you think you're getting?
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like, well, exactly. So everybody has like their kind of individuality off of, you're just by yourself in your house or whatever. Mm-hmm. People don't see that on like in the streamer's perspective. People don't see him in his everyday life. He's putting on a show, essentially. Like, it's him, it's his personality and stuff,
right? But
it's not the same as when he's just like probably chilling at his house, or
right.
It's like the stream is it's a performance essentially. So you're not going to be exactly how you are like off camera or whatever, but it's weird. Like that is enough for people. Like, people like this on camera personality so much so that they'll follow it for years and years.
Yeah,
which is weird to me because I think it's still you.
Yeah, of course.
It's like still you, but or a different element of you.
Yeah. There's just like small pieces
missing.
Yeah.
Like if you had like a gun to your head at the correspondent dinner, and you had to like do a comedy show, and you were like, if you don't make like 15 people laugh right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you just pull it out of your ass, like you just do something. They're like, yeah. It's like. They was just like, it was there the whole time. And then he puts the gun away and he just walks off into the shadows. Like, thanks. Thanks, guy. That's what that is.